what's some basic stuff that happens on hormones? Well, specifically, I'm going to talk about testosterone because that's what I have experience with as a trans masculine individual. Also, like Matt. Nice. Got it off Amazon. So, one of the first things I noticed was, I don't know if this is real or not, but I've heard a lot of people saying this, and you had felt like something was in my throat. So this was literally the day after. I've heard people, and a few days more, I've literally heard people talk about it being like, I don't know if it's platonic or not. Like just thinking about it and like you think you have it or not, or if it was real. But one thing that you can expect early on for most people is a little bit of bottom growth, which I personally, for the first month, it sucked. That was for me the worst month. So voice typically starts dropping around 3 months on T. So that's just on average. I believe mine drops around that time. I have a week-to-week video of my 1T year. Even though I skipped like 1 or 2 weeks, or I was late 1 week. But go check out my hormone playlist, and you can be able to see that. I have quite a bit of uploads on that one. That one for just my week-to-week, and also my month-to-month for the first year, and my full year weekly. And also I have a video for month-to-month also. So you can see kind of how that works on the timeline for my personal voice change. So that happens. Facial hair. I believe that typically can happen around 6 months or so. So it all depends on, again, some people don't get facial hair, some do. You get hair everywhere else. You get stomach hair, more leg hair, and just hair everywhere. Or you get some chest hair, which I personally got more a year on hormones when I started to get some, which I don't have much. I don't know what's up with that. But you do have a chance to go bald, which I believe is like the risk is like after you're on T. That is the more of a risk, and not the first year on T. I'd have to look that up, which I can't remember off the top of my head. So your basics is there's take your T when you're supposed to. Obviously, everyone's level is different, so what might be right for me might not be right for you. So obviously, legal, please. Have a doctor monitor it and all that stuff, so you can be all set and good for that. Typically your menstruation cycle will stop within the first 6 months, 3 or 6 months if you have it regularly, or if you have not had a hysterectomy. Of course, there are some differences. Since I do not fall under that typical category personally, some people have it, just don't have it from the start of T, some have it years later on T. So your menstruation can still happen even years on T. I have heard stories that guys years on T could just be 1, 2, or even 8 or 7. Doesn't matter. You can still have a risk of having your menstruation cycle, even being on hormones. Your weight distribution and your muscle gain can happens like I think 6 months starting and go on for years. I could be wrong about that. I think it'd be like, but your initial weight distribution is like your first year. Here's the big stuff. So that's the main thing. So it'll be easier to gain muscle mass, as we know. People on hormones can easily go longer strides on working out and lift more weights because of testosterone is more of a muscle grabbing hormone, I guess I can say. That's not really worded well, but you can develop muscles faster on your testosterone than on estrogen. So that's some basics of like hair, your facial hair, your regular body hair, and your growth downstairs, and your all the very, very basics of testosterone.